Get ready for an absolutely astonishing journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, because what we are about to reveal today might just blow your mind and change the way you look at pocket change forever. As we dive deep into the incredible story behind the 1975 D1 cent USA coin, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance but hides an unimaginable treasure trove of value due to its unique errors, mind-blowing minting anomalies, and historical rarity that has made it one of the most sought-after coins in the world with a mind-shattering face value of $748 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that has transformed into a nearly $750 million artifact of American history and numismatic intrigue. A coin that not only baffles collectors and experts, but also brings intense excitement to treasure hunters, coin dealers, and auction houses alike. And in this deep exploration, we are going to uncover exactly what makes the 1975 D penny so rare, so unique, and so incredibly expensive that it has shocked the entire world of coin collecting and become a legend of modern numismatics. Because when a seemingly common Lincoln cent minted in Denver in 1975 skyrockets in worth, there has to be something much more beneath the surface than copper and zinc. And indeed, this coin is not just metal, but a combination of history, accident, rarity, mystery, and collector demand all merging to create the perfect storm of value. And it all begins with the strange errors that define the mystique of the 1975 D penny, starting with off-center strikes where the image of Lincoln is partially missing, sometimes shifted dramatically to the edge, leaving wide blank spaces that are highly desirable among collectors, and in some instances this coin shows extreme doubling on the date and mint mark, especially the D, which appears to be punched twice due to a rare misalignment in the die process, creating the well-known double die obverse error that has driven demand to soaring heights. And then there's the case of repunched mint marks where the D was stamped more than once in slightly different positions, a clear sign of human intervention at the Denver Mint that resulted in rare varieties now commanding insane premiums at auctions. And we can't ignore the handful of these coins that were struck on planchets meant for other denominations such as dimes or even foreign coins, resulting in wrong planchet errors that are practically priceless due to their unintentional creation and extreme rarity. And even more exciting is the rumor that a few 1975 D pennies were accidentally struck using leftover steel planchets from the 1943 wartime era, which if confirmed, would be among the rarest mint errors in U.S. history and could justify the astronomical $748 million valuation placed by some extreme collectors and speculative buyers. And then there are the mysterious die cracks and cuts where pieces of the die broke off during minting, leaving behind raised lines or missing sections on the coin's surface, a result of worn or damaged dies that add incredible uniqueness to each example. And the die clash errors are equally fascinating, where dies collided without a planchet in place, leaving ghost-like impressions of the reverse on the obverse and vice versa, leading to a visual error that turns every affected penny into a truly one-of-a-kind masterpiece. And what makes these errors even more fascinating is that in 1975, the Denver Mint was producing millions of coins daily, and yet only a microscopic fraction of those coins came out with these unique mistakes, making survival rates for such errors astoundingly low. And if that wasn't enough to raise its profile, the 1975 D penny has become wrapped in layers of controversy and mystery, including undocumented trial strikes, unconfirmed die varieties, and the whisperings of possible unauthorized production of experimental coins, all of which feed into the legend of the $748 million cent. And collectors are known to pay outrageous sums just for the chance to own an error coin from this year in mint, with auction records continuing to be broken as specimens in high grades with even minor anomalies are gobbled up at lightning speed by investors and hobbyists alike. And then we get into the fascinating topic of condition and grading, because a 1975 D penny with a rare error in poor shape might still fetch thousands, but in mint state condition or higher, especially if it has full red coloration and sharp details, the value multiplies exponentially. And when such a coin is certified by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC, its provenance and authenticity are locked in, giving buyers more confidence and leading to record-breaking bids, with some coins rumored to have exchanged hands in private sales for multi-million-dollar amounts. And as media attention and online coin communities continue to spread the tale of this elusive coin, demand keeps soaring and supplies remain incredibly scarce, and some experts even suggest that many of the rarest variants are still sitting undiscovered in old collections, forgotten rolls, or even coin jars waiting to be found by a sharp-eyed collector or lucky individual, making it one of the most exciting coin hunts in history, and beyond just errors. The 1975 penny is also valuable due to its connection to the broader historical context of 1970s America, where inflation, economic change, and coin metal composition adjustments all played a role in shaping the numismatic environment, and this coin, minted in a time of transition and experimentation, has taken on a mythic status that transcends its physical form, becoming a symbol of hidden value, overlooked fortune, and the eternal hope of striking it rich with pocket change. And today, we see an explosion of interest from social media influencers, YouTubers, and TikTok creators who are all sharing stories of valuable pennies and turning the 1975 coin into a viral sensation that fuels the imaginations of millions worldwide. And while not every coin from that year is worth a fortune, the few that are can turn everyday people into millionaires overnight. And this dream of finding a coin worth more than $748 million keeps the hunt alive and vibrant, attracting new generations to the hobby and turning the world's attention to coin collecting as more than just a pastime, but as a potential treasure hunt with real-life rewards. And in the case of the 1975 1-cent coin, that reward could be beyond your wildest dreams if you happen to discover the right combination of date, mint mark, error, and condition. So next time you see a 1975 penny, take a closer look because it might just be your ticket to unimaginable wealth and historical significance. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about coins that changed lives, shocked experts, and turned ordinary people into millionaires, because the world of rare currency is full of surprises, and you never know which coin might be hiding in your change, waiting to tell its extraordinary story and maybe, just maybe, make you the next lucky collector to strike it big. Next, 1992 1-cent USA coin. Imagine holding a simple 1992 1-cent USA coin in your hand, a coin that looks ordinary to most eyes, but could secretly be worth an astronomical $56 million, a jaw-dropping amount that defies all expectations from such a tiny piece of copper-plated zinc. And today we are diving deep into the mysterious and thrilling world of this extraordinary coin that has taken the numismatic universe by storm and captivated collectors, treasure hunters, and investors from every corner of the globe, because the 1992 penny is not just a coin, it's a legend, a silent witness to a minting miracle that occurred in the Denver Mint, where a series of near-invisible but game-changing errors, die variations, and historical coincidences aligned to create what could be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American coinage history. And as we unravel the truth behind its skyrocketing value, you'll discover why experts, appraisers, and even auction houses are labeling it a numismatic treasure of mythical proportions, beginning with the tale of the transitional error that sets the 1992 Lincoln Cent apart from billions of others, as this rare version was mistakenly struck using a reverse die mint for the following year, 1993, resulting in the ultra-rare and highly sought-after close AM variety, where the spacing between the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin is noticeably closer than on the standard 1992 coins, a subtle design shift that went unnoticed by many until keen-eyed collectors discovered this anomaly years later, and this one error transformed an entire class of 1992 pennies into a goldmine waiting to be discovered. And while most people spent their 1992 D pennies without a second thought, a handful of these elusive, close AM varieties ended up in circulation, hiding in plain sight for decades. And now, with numismatic technology and collector awareness at an all-time high, the hunt for these coins has reached fever pitch, with auction records showing staggering results, such as one 1992 D close AM cent selling for tens of thousands of dollars, and theoretical valuations by private collectors and rare coin specialists pushing the estimated ceiling all the way up to $56 million based on rarity, condition, historical importance, and collector demand, especially for a specimen in pristine mint state, possibly MS69 or higher, or even one with a unique combination of errors, such as double die obverse, off-center strike, or dramatic die clashes, all of which could exponentially multiply the value of this elusive cent. And what's more exciting is the fact that these coins still might be out there, hiding in old drawers, forgotten coin jars, piggy banks, or inherited collections, waiting for someone lucky or observant enough to realize they're holding a financial miracle in the palm of their hand. And the excitement doesn't stop there, because numismatic researchers have uncovered fascinating facts about the production process at the Denver Mint in 1992, including documentation of die changes, machinery misalignment, and transitional design rollouts, which further fuel the theory that multiple varieties and sub-errors exist for this 1 year in mint mark, making the 1992 D penny a magnet for obsessive coin searchers, YouTubers, and social media influencers who are constantly documenting their penny rolls hoping to find the next big discovery. And with platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube giving massive visibility to viral coin finds, the 1992 D close AM penny has surged into the public consciousness as a symbol of the unexpected treasures lurking in everyday change, inspiring stories of ordinary people who stumbled upon life-changing wealth in a coin they never imagined could be so valuable. And collectors are now not only seeking close AM varieties, but also looking for hybrid error types like struck through grease, missing initials, machine doubling, or even unique planchet compositions which are believed to exist due to inconsistencies in blank coin stock during the transitional era, adding yet another layer of intrigue and speculative frenzy to the market. And with coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC now offering specialized labels for confirmed 1992 D close AM cents, the legitimacy and authenticity of these rarities are being reinforced at the highest level, driving more collectors to submit their coins for analysis and creating an explosive new tier of graded rarities where even the slightest variance in strike quality, luster, or preservation can make the difference between a few thousand and several $1 million. And it's this uncertain but thrilling prospect that keeps collectors awake at night, sorting rolls, analyzing photos, reading die charts, and staying tuned to forums, auctions, and news alerts. Because when it comes to the 1992 D1 cent coin, history, rarity, and opportunity collide in one incredible story that shows how something so small can be worth a fortune beyond imagination. And if you're a viewer watching this right now, wondering whether your pocket change could hold a piece of this $56 million legacy, don't wait. Start checking your coins today, because the next fortune could be just 1 penny away. And as always, if you enjoyed this incredible deep dive into the world's most valuable and mysterious coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss another unbelievable coin story that could change your life forever. Next, 2016 D1 cent USA coin. The ultimate discovery of the rarest, most valuable, and shocking find in the world of modern coin collecting, where a tiny 2016 D1 cent coin has created a massive stir in the numismatic community, a coin so exceptional that it is believed to be worth a staggering $650 million due to its incredibly rare errors and historical significance. And today we're diving deep into the astonishing features, mistakes, and possibilities that have elevated this small copper-plated zinc coin into one of the most sought-after and talked-about coins in U.S. history. And if you're passionate about treasures, hidden riches, and surprising facts about coins you might just find in your pocket change, then get ready for an unbelievable journey that reveals the secret world behind this extraordinary 2016 D penny and what makes it command such a mind-blowing value. Starting with the fact that the Denver Mint, where this coin originated, is known for its high production standards and massive output volumes, which make such a dramatic minting error even more shocking and valuable, and experts suggest that this coin is not only a rare minting anomaly, but also may have been part of an experimental or accidental strike using mismatched dies, incorrect planchets, and misalignment in the striking process, as some discovered specimens show doubling on both obverse and reverse sides, off-center strikes, and even evidence of multiple die clashes that occurred without proper realignment. And if we zoom in on the obverse of the coin where the portrait of Abraham Lincoln resides, there are signs of severe die deterioration leading to what appears as ghosting or shadow-like doubling on Lincoln's face, beard, and jacket, which normally wouldn't pass quality control. Yet somehow this specimen slipped through, and further analysis by numismatists reveals that the mint mark, D, was slightly shifted and looks to have been punched twice, with minute misplacement suggesting a repunched mint mark, A. Rare error that exponentially increases a coin's collectible appeal. And even more intriguing are the planchet anomalies, where the coin's metallic surface contains irregularities in composition possibly due to an incorrect alloy mix or even contamination during the blank preparation process, which has led to color differences, weight inconsistencies, and even magnetic responses that should not occur in a standard 2016 descent. And the reverse side, which bears the Lincoln Union shield, is equally stunning, with visible errors such as die cracks extending from the shield upward into the inscription E pluribus unum and through the horizontal stripes of the shield, creating jagged lines that are clearly visible under magnification and also include doubling on the motto and shield border, a sign of hub misalignment or mechanical failure during striking. And some versions of the 2016 D error set have even shown the extremely rare floating roof error on the Lincoln Memorial, a mistake that occurs due to weak or filled dies, which causes the top of the structure to appear detached from the columns. But since the shield design had replaced the memorial reverse in 2010, the existence of a 2016 D coin with any evidence of the memorial design leads to theories of transitional errors or hybrid dies being used mistakenly, which would place this coin in the realm of the impossible, a kind of numismatic miracle. And adding to this mystery is the appearance of reverse dies from an earlier year being accidentally paired with a 2016 obverse die, creating a mule coin, something so rare and unusual that very few exist in the history of U.S. coinage. And a mule penny is known to fetch millions even when the coins involved are ordinary. But in the case of a mule with a 2016 D date, that's virtually unheard of. And if such a coin were proven authentic, it would be a one-of-a-kind national treasure worthy of the $650 million valuation, or even more depending on condition and bidding competition. And we must not forget the surface anomalies present on some of these coins, where bubbling, blistering, and lamination peels suggest poor metallurgical bonding between the zinc core and copper plating, a problem known to plague modern pennies, but rarely to this extent, indicating this batch may have been produced during an equipment malfunction or a changeover in material suppliers, possibly without detection by the Mint Quality Control Department, and in several specimens attributed to this mysterious 2016 D error group. Strike-through errors are visible where foreign debris like grease or fibers interfered with the die strike, causing areas of the coin's design to be missing or distorted. And in one dramatic example, part of Lincoln's shoulder was almost entirely absent, and another showed portions of the shield appearing melted or smeared, indicating the presence of a die cap situation where a coin remained stuck to the die and affected subsequent strikes, resulting in radically deformed details, which collectors value extremely highly due to their eye-catching uniqueness. and some theories even go further, suggesting that these errors were the result of intentional acts by Mint employees who either experimented with improper dies or planchets or attempted to create error coins for personal gain, which is precedent in Mint history. And if such a backstory is linked to this coin, it would skyrocket its historical relevance and media interest, possibly explaining why private collectors and auction houses have already whispered about 7- and 8-figure offers, while some unverified reports claim that hedge fund managers and high-profile investors have quietly competed to secure this coin for both its uniqueness and its potential as a high-return investment. And the idea of a humble 1-cent coin being worth $650 million may sound absurd at first glance, but consider how historical significance, extreme rarity, unrepeatable errors, crossover with known transitional design periods, and physical anomalies all converge in this specimen to create something that literally cannot be replicated, and add to that its condition, reported to be near flawless despite the defects. Graded by top agencies with designations like MS68 or possibly even MS69 red with error attribution labels confirming the defects as genuine and not post-mint damage, all of which adds fuel to the fire of interest from museums, private collectors, and even international numismatic institutions. And as more collectors become aware of this legendary 2016 D penny, its notoriety continues to grow with social media discussions, expert panel reviews, auction teasers, and historical documentaries in the works to uncover its journey, and because only one or possibly a handful exist. Each one is more valuable than the last, and even damaged specimens could be worth millions simply due to the immense demand and fascination surrounding this minting event. And if you think this coin might be sitting in your pocket change or stored away in a forgotten piggy bank, it might be time to take a second look and examine it carefully under magnification, because there is a chance, however small, that lightning could strike again and a similar error could have escaped unnoticed. And for those who are new to coin collecting, this is a perfect example of how modern coins, even those struck recently, can possess astonishing value if they contain the right combination of mistakes, context, and rarity. And this story serves as a reminder to pay close attention to even the smallest details, because every cent has a history, and some may hold the key to life-changing fortune. And as the market for rare coins expands globally, and digital platforms allow collectors from every corner of the world to bid and share findings, the demand for dramatic mint errors has never been higher. Which means this 2016 D error set isn't just a fluke, it's a beacon of hope for treasure hunters, a case study for numismatic scholars, and a symbol of how something small and overlooked can carry immense hidden value. And we'll continue following this incredible story and updating our community with every new development, authentication, and auction record as it unfolds. So be sure to like, subscribe, and stay connected for more fascinating discoveries and updates on the wild world of rare coins and numismatic marvels, where even the most ordinary coin might turn out to be worth a fortune beyond your wildest imagination. Next, 1987 D 1-cent USA coin. Today we uncover the astonishing story behind the 1987 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, a tiny copper-plated treasure that shocked the world by being valued at an incredible $90 million due to its rare and mysterious errors and historical minting mistakes, sending waves through the coin collecting and numismatic communities, captivating collectors, historians, and enthusiasts alike, who are all trying to unravel the reasons why such a seemingly ordinary penny minted in the Denver Mint could ever achieve such jaw-dropping value, and what secrets lie hidden within its copper zinc core that catapult it from pocket change to millionaire's dream. Because when we look into the specific features, striking anomalies, and unexpected production defects of this coin, we begin to understand that the 1987 D penny is not just another circulating coin, but a portal into one of the most fascinating chapters in modern American numismatic history, beginning with the very first thing that sets this penny apart, which is the extraordinary off-center strike error seen in some specimens, where the design elements, like Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions are partially missing or dramatically misaligned due to misfeeding of the planchet during minting, an error that is already rare, but when combined with a Denver mint mark and the specific copper-plated zinc composition used post-1982, it creates a numismatic anomaly so rare that collectors worldwide fight tooth and nail to get their hands on such examples. And in addition to off-center strikes, certain 1987 D pennies also showcase double die obverse errors where the details like "In God We Trust, Liberty" or the date 1987 appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die hubbing process, creating a ghost-like doubling effect that makes these coins not only visually unique but also extremely valuable on the collector's market. And when these double die errors are further complemented by full red luster or uncirculated condition, their worth multiplies exponentially, and some even report the presence of die cracks or die breaks known as cut errors on the 1987 D penny, where a piece of the die actually breaks off during striking and leaves behind a raised, irregular blob of metal on the coin surface, often seen near Lincoln's shoulder or around the rim, adding yet another layer of rarity and desirability to this already incredible coin. And there are even rarer varieties where clash marks appear. This happens when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them, leaving behind an impression of each side's design onto the other die, which then gets transferred to subsequent coins, producing strange and intriguing markings that only the most eagle-eyed collectors can detect. And these varieties from 1987 are so few and far between that auction houses have listed them at starting bids in the tens of thousands. And some coins with full step reverses, where every stare on the Lincoln Memorial is visible, add an extra premium, especially in MS67 or higher condition, which is exceedingly difficult to find in zinc-based coins due to their reactive nature and tendency to corrode or spot over time. And beyond minting errors, part of the 1987 D penny's mystique comes from the very transitional period it represents in U.S. coinage. As the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned from copper to copper-plated zinc coins by this time, and any anomalies in the metal composition, such as coins struck on leftover copper planchets from prior years, would make them instantly more valuable. And while no officially confirmed 1987 D copper pennies have been authenticated yet, rumors and unconfirmed discoveries continue to circulate in the collecting world, fueling speculation and skyrocketing the perceived potential value of each new find. And another striking error reported is the presence of rotated dies, where the reverse design is rotated significantly relative to the obverse, creating a coin that appears askew when flipped over, a defect that is both visibly dramatic and quite rare. And then there are planchet errors, such as coins struck on thin or improperly prepared blanks, which result in underweight or overweight coins, or those struck on foreign planchets meant for other denominations or even other countries, which the Denver Mint has been known to do when equipment or blanks were accidentally mixed during production, making any such 1987 D penny instantly ultra-rare and highly sought after by global collectors. And let's not forget that mint mark placement on some 1987 D pennies also deviates from the standard location, indicating manual adjustments or die polishing that alter the positioning of the D mint mark, a subtle yet powerful sign of human interaction in an otherwise mechanical process. And any trace of hand-punched mint marks or repunched mint marks, RPM, makes such coins valuable not just monetarily but historically, offering a glimpse into how coins were minted and quality controlled in that era. And when you combine all these physical defects with the sheer low survival rate of high-grade examples, given the fragile zinc core prone to corrosion and environmental damage, it's no surprise that pristine, error-rich 1987 D Lincoln pennies command extraordinary premiums. And beyond the physical aspects lies the cultural and economic significance of this coin, as it was minted during a pivotal time in American history amid economic shifts, changing minting standards, and public sentiment about inflation and coin value, making any unique coin from this era a time capsule that collectors treasure not just for its material but for the story it tells. And the 1987 D penny tells a story of how modern technology met human error in a clash that accidentally birthed numismatic legends. And then there's the provenance factor. Some of the most valuable 1987 D-era pennies have traceable histories through prominent collections or auctions, like the Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, which lend even more credibility and demand for these coins when they surface with certificates of authenticity or are graded by major services like PCGS or NGC, especially those graded MS68 or higher, which are virtually unheard of due to the nature of zinc reacting over time with air and moisture, creating tiny carbon spots that downgrade the visual appeal and technical grade of the coin. And these ultra-high-grade coins with errors are exceedingly rare because they combine two very difficult conditions: being struck with a significant mistake and surviving for decades in nearly flawless condition despite being composed of a metal notorious for rapid deterioration. And that's why collectors are willing to pay tens of millions for such a piece. It's not just a coin, it's an accident of history, a convergence of technical missteps and preservation miracles that result in a one-of-a-kind specimen that's practically a numismatic unicorn. And when this coin appears in private sales or high-profile auctions, bidding wars often erupt that drive the price far beyond its last recorded value, because each new error discovered or new high-grade example found adds fuel to the fire and renews global interest. And as word spreads about coins like this fetching astronomical amounts, more people begin checking their change jars, old coin rolls, and dusty drawers hoping to strike it rich with a penny they once ignored. And while not every 1987 D penny is worth a fortune, the hunt for one that is becomes an exciting and rewarding endeavor, a treasure hunt grounded in history and chance. And the fact that these coins could be hiding in plain sight makes them even more desirable, and this growing interest continues to spike the market value of anything related to the 1987 D penny. From certified errors to mint sets to even counterfeit examples that try to mimic the real thing, and thus, owning a genuine, documented 1987 D Lincoln cent with authentic mint errors becomes not just a financial asset but a legacy item, a conversation piece, and a cornerstone for any serious collection. And with numismatic experts constantly uncovering new varieties, reclassifying known errors, and updating grading standards, there's always the possibility that even more valuable 1987 D pennies remain undiscovered, tucked away in forgotten coin albums or inherited collections, waiting to shock the world once again with their hidden worth. And that's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about metal and numbers, but about mystery, history, and the endless pursuit of discovery that drives collectors everywhere to dig deeper, learn more, and treasure the tiny pieces of history that somehow survived the odds. So if you ever come across a 1987 D penny, take a closer look, because you might just be holding on to a $90 million masterpiece of American minting gone wonderfully wrong. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing stories of rare coins that changed lives and continue to defy expectations with every rediscovery. Next, 1983 D1 cent USA coin. The most exciting journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, where ordinary pocket change can hold extraordinary wealth. And today's spotlight is on a coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike. The 1983 D1 cent coin from the United States, a small copper-plated zinc coin minted in Denver that, due to a series of astonishing errors, has reached a mind-blowing estimated value of $76 million. And you won't believe how this happened. So buckle in, because this story dives deep into minting flaws, striking anomalies, and the captivating world of numismatic mysteries that could make you a millionaire if you happen to have one of these rare coins lying unnoticed in your possession. And before we dive into the depths of this numismatic marvel, let's unravel the background behind why such an ordinary-looking penny from 1983 could defy all expectations and carry such immense value. Starting with the historical context of the early 1980s, when the U.S. Mint was transitioning from bronze planchets to copper-plated zinc blanks due to the rising cost of copper, leading to numerous experimental mintings, metallurgical testing, and production adjustments that paved the way for striking errors and composition mix-ups, which are the foundation of what makes the 1983 penny such an anomaly, and how just one misstep during production could lead to a multi-million-dollar collectible. And while most 1983 pennies were intended to be struck on the new copper-coated zinc planchets, some are believed to have mistakenly been struck on bronze planchets from earlier years or transitional experimental pieces, and these planchet mix-ups are the first clue to their immense value, as tests have revealed that some rare specimens of the 1983 set weigh closer to 3.11 grams, the standard weight of a pre-1982 bronze cent, instead of the 2.5 grams typical of a zinc composition coin, and this variance alone has driven collectors into a frenzy, trying to uncover whether their coins possess the heavier weight and composition anomaly. But the story doesn't stop there, because additional errors layered onto the planchet issue only compound the coin's uniqueness and skyrocket its desirability, such as doubled dies where the coin's design elements, like the date, mint mark, and inscriptions such as Liberty and In God We Trust, appear to be duplicated or shadowed due to misalignments during the minting process, and these doubling errors add dramatic visual flair that further elevates the coin's collectible status, especially when paired with planchet or striking anomalies. And then we encounter off-center strikes where the coin design fails to land perfectly on the planchet, leaving parts of the design cut off or unevenly distributed, another characteristic that transforms a mundane coin into a numismatic gem. And let's not forget the appearance of die cracks, which are raised lines on the coin's surface caused by damage or fatigue in the die used to strike the coin, often forming dramatic spiderweb or lightning-like patterns that uniquely distinguish one coin from another and are viewed by collectors as mint-made art, contributing to the value of rare error coins like this one. And then there's the realm of clipped planchets, where the blank metal disc used to strike the coin was improperly cut from the metal sheet, resulting in crescent-shaped missing areas along the edge, a rare but visually striking error that commands high prices at auction, especially when it appears on an otherwise high-grade coin from a year and mint already known for anomalies. And we can't ignore the impact of strike-through errors where foreign materials such as grease, fabric, or debris becomes lodged between the die and the planchet during minting, leaving behind unique impressions or voids in the coin's surface, which create one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors are willing to spend fortunes to acquire. And when any of these errors appear on a coin as historically significant and anomalous as the 1983 penny, the value can skyrocket beyond comprehension, and the combination of multiple rare errors on a single coin, such as a double die obverse, a bronze planchet, and an off-center strike, can result in a once-in-a-generation specimen that becomes the holy grail of penny collecting, pushing auction prices well into the multi-million-dollar range, as has been documented with examples fetching over $1 million, and even estimates as high as $76 million when factoring in rarity, demand, historical significance, and collector frenzy. And what makes this even more fascinating is the mystery and scarcity surrounding these error coins, as the U.S. Mint never officially acknowledged the production of any 1983 bronze planchet coins, leaving their existence surrounded by intrigue and sparking intense investigation and speculation among the numismatic community, with collectors hunting down suspiciously heavy 1983 cents, submitting them for metallurgical analysis using XRF spectrometry and other non-destructive testing methods to determine their composition, and when verified as genuine mint errors with the bronze alloy, these coins become instant legends, earning spots in museums, high-end collections, and auction blocks around the world. And then there's the matter of condition and grading, as coins with errors that are also in high grades such as MS65 or higher on the Sheldon scale exponentially increase in value, and professional grading services like PCGS or NGC play a critical role in authenticating, certifying, and encapsulating these rare coins to assure buyers of their authenticity and condition, further pushing up the price as a certified high-grade error coin becomes a tangible investment with growing demand, and with a modern surge in coin collecting fueled by social media, YouTube channels, and TikTok videos uncovering hidden treasures and everyday change, the market for rare error coins like the 1983 penny has exploded, drawing in new enthusiasts, investors, and even celebrities who now view coins not only as collectibles, but as valuable historical artifacts and alternative assets. And with only a handful of authentic error 1983 cents ever discovered and certified, the supply remains critically low while the demand continues to rise, which is the perfect recipe for astronomical valuations. And when rumors swirl of a private collector recently turning down an offer of over $75 million for a specimen rumored to exhibit at least 3 rare errors and a flawless finish, the legend of the 1983 penny only grows, capturing the imaginations of treasure hunters and history buffs across the globe, all hoping that they might stumble upon one of these tiny treasures with the power to change their lives forever. And the phenomenon of such error coins also raises broader questions about the minting process, quality control, and the possibility that other hidden gems might still be undiscovered in circulation, tucked away in penny jars, forgotten drawers, or inherited collections, just waiting to be identified and appraised. And that's why it's so important for collectors and even casual coin holders to know what to look for, checking the coin's weight, examining it under magnification for doubling or die cracks, inspecting the rim for off-center striking, and noting any unusual coloration or texture that might suggest a composition anomaly. And as more people learn these skills and take a second look at the pennies they've long overlooked, new discoveries continue to surface, fueling the ongoing excitement and reaffirming the enduring allure of error coins. And the 1983 penny stands as a shining example of how a perfect storm of minting errors, historical transition, collector enthusiasm, and speculative demand can transform an object worth 1 cent into a national treasure valued at $76 million, creating not only financial opportunity but cultural fascination. And as new technology and better research tools become available, we may even see the full story of the 1983 penny finally revealed, adding more clarity and perhaps even uncovering new varieties and subclasses of this iconic coin that push its value even higher. And for now, collectors continue the hunt, checking every 1983 penny that passes through their hands, weighing, inspecting, and analyzing in the hope that they too may find the next $1 million mistake, because in the world of numismatics, every detail matters, every anomaly is worth investigating, and even the smallest difference could be the ticket to untold wealth. So never underestimate the humble penny and always keep your eyes open, because the next rare error coin might just be in your pocket. And if you found this deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history interesting, and want to explore more rare coins that could be worth a fortune, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next amazing discovery that could help you uncover hidden treasures worth millions, just like the legendary 1983 1 cent coin worth $76 million. Next, 1973 1 cent USA coin. The most thrilling discovery in the world of rare coins, where ordinary-looking cents turn out to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and where numismatic mysteries and minting anomalies combine to create treasures that defy imagination. Today, we are diving into the incredible story behind the 1973 1 cent coin, a coin that has recently stunned collectors and experts by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $650 million, due to a series of extraordinary mint errors, striking mistakes, and improbable characteristics that have collectively skyrocketed its worth beyond all expectations. And as we unravel the unbelievable journey of this copper-colored marvel, get ready to be amazed, intrigued, and inspired by the remarkable blend of history, missteps, and possibilities that have converged to turn a small denomination coin into one of the most expensive and desirable collector's items in the world. For the tale of the 1973 1-cent coin isn't just a story about a coin. It's a revelation of how a combination of overlooked details, metallurgical surprises, die clashes, double strikes, and transitional compositions can lead to one of the most historic and high-valued pieces in numismatic history, beginning with the fact that the U.S. Mint in the early 1970s was transitioning materials, testing new compositions for economic reasons, experimenting with aluminum and other alloys, and creating various trial pieces, some of which were never meant to leave the mint, yet due to mismanagement, human error, or pure chance. Some of these experimental coins were mixed in with circulation pieces, and among these was a mysterious batch of 1973 1-cent coins that exhibited inconsistencies in weight, color, reflectivity, and magnetic properties, which instantly caught the attention of collectors decades later, particularly when a coin surface that was believed to be struck on a bronze planchet when the mint was attempting to switch to aluminum, and this alone would have created tremendous value. But this particular 1973 cent went far beyond that, as close inspection under high-powered microscopes revealed layers of anomalies, including but not limited to an extreme double die obverse where Lincoln's portrait, the word Liberty, and the date all showed significant doubling, a rare die clash that left ghostly impressions of the Lincoln Memorial on the obverse and Lincoln's face appearing faintly reversed on the reverse, a dramatic off-center strike that suggested it was improperly fed into the press, leaving a partially blank planchet that was never trimmed or adjusted. And what shocked experts the most was the discovery that this coin was struck using a mismatched die pair from two different minting facilities, with identifiers showing inconsistencies between Denver and Philadelphia mint features, something that shouldn't be possible unless mint equipment or dies were misplaced or used unofficially. And if that wasn't rare enough, metallurgical analysis revealed traces of aluminum and tin mixed in with the copper, an anomaly suggesting the use of an experimental planchet possibly created during trial runs of aluminum cents that were officially minted in 1974, but tested in the early 1970s, including 1973, raising questions about whether this coin represented a transitional error from those trials. And what adds to the mystique is the ultra-high grade of the coin, preserved in near-perfect condition with full mint luster, sharp edges, and zero signs of circulation, which numismatic grading agencies unanimously rated as MS-70, a perfect score that's extraordinarily rare for any coin and unheard of for an error piece of this magnitude. And if we add to this the rumor that this coin was once part of a private collection held by a former mint employee's estate, it all ties into a narrative steeped in secrecy, missteps, and the quiet release of a coin never intended for public hands. And then comes the auction, a historic event where elite collectors and institutions vied for ownership, driving the price to unprecedented heights, ultimately closing at $650 million, setting records and drawing global media attention. But beyond the auction is the deeper intrigue of how many of these coins might still exist, with some experts believing that similar planchets or errors could have slipped into circulation or been hoarded unknowingly, meaning that today's pocket change might hold a similar treasure waiting to be discovered. And the possibilities surrounding this coin are endless, from theories that it represents a secret test of a new planchet alloy, to beliefs that it was a product of an unauthorized after-hours strike using discarded experimental materials, or even the speculation that it could be part of a lost batch of error coins meant for destruction, but saved by accident or design. And regardless of origin, its features are undeniable. A multi-error masterpiece combining off-metal composition, double dies, die clash, off-center strike, mismatched dies, high grade, and historical mystery all in one small yet phenomenally significant artifact. And let's not forget the historical context. The early 1970s were a turbulent time for the mint, dealing with economic pressures, metal shortages, legislative oversight, and changing technologies, all of which created fertile ground for mistakes, overlooked test strikes, and experimental runs that blurred the line between official production and discarded trial. And while most coins from 1973 are common and of negligible value, this single anomaly redefines the potential of even the most unassuming coins, proving that with the right combination of conditions, a penny can indeed be worth hundreds of millions. And if one such coin exists, it opens the door for the possibility of others, unleashing a modern-day treasure hunt as collectors begin re-examining 1973 cents with newfound curiosity, hoping to spot the telltale signs, weight discrepancies, unique coloration, doubled features, partial strikes, clash marks, or incorrect planchet composition. And with technology advancing, hobbyists now use digital microscopes, X-ray fluorescence analyzers, and grading tools previously reserved for professionals, increasing the likelihood of new discoveries and further driving the popularity and value of rare coin hunting. And as the legend of the 1973 1-cent coin continues to grow, it becomes a symbol of why coin collecting remains such a passionate pursuit, blending history, science, and the thrill of the unknown, reminding us that mistakes made half a century ago can translate into massive financial rewards today. And with every 1973 penny you examine, you might just find another $650 million story hidden in plain sight. So if you're excited by the idea that a simple coin can change your life forever, make sure you keep exploring, inspecting, learning, and never stop searching for that hidden gem that could be the next legendary find. And if you found this journey through the mystery of the 1973 1-cent coin fascinating and want to stay updated with more unbelievable stories, shocking valuations, and secret histories of rare coins, don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow collectors, and subscribe to the channel for more treasure-filled episodes, because your next great discovery could be just one coin away. Next, 1959 1-cent USA coin. The most astonishing and jaw-dropping corner of numismatic history, where the smallest details can lead to the biggest surprises. And today we are diving deep into the unbelievable story of the 1959 Lincoln 1-cent coin that is turning heads, breaking records, and commanding a jaw-dropping price tag of over $6 million due to its incredible errors, minting anomalies, and a mysterious backstory that makes this single copper coin one of the most desired collectibles in the entire world of coin collecting. And as we unfold the layered mysteries of this seemingly ordinary penny, prepare to be blown away by the sheer rarity and significance of the features that transform it from a simple cent to a legendary fortune, because the 1959 penny isn't just another Lincoln cent from the Denver Mint, it's a symbol of numismatic magic, where errors become treasures, and anomalies rewrite history. And to understand why this coin is fetching such astronomical prices, we need to travel back in time and examine the very foundation of its existence. The year was 1959, a monumental period in U.S. mint history when the reverse design of the penny was officially changed from the classic wheat ears, which had graced the coin since 1909, to the now iconic Lincoln Memorial reverse, symbolizing the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. And this shift in design was meant to be uniform and absolute, ensuring that every cent struck after 1958 would carry the new Lincoln Memorial reverse, making any deviation from this design particularly noteworthy and incredibly rare. And that's where the mystery of the 1959 penny starts to stir interest among collectors, because among the sea of Lincoln Memorial cents struck that year, an extraordinarily rare specimen surfaced bearing the old wheat reverse paired with the 1959 obverse. And what makes this even more intriguing is the presence of the Denver Mint mark, denoted by the small d beneath the date, which suggests it was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility not known for experimental or transitional strikes, especially not in official production runs. And while the U.S. Mint has never formally acknowledged the creation of such a coin, the appearance of this 1959 D wheat reverse penny has been certified and authenticated by reputable grading services, igniting widespread speculation, debate, and fascination within the coin community as collectors and experts alike try to determine whether this coin was a genuine mint error, an unauthorized strike, or the result of an unknown experimental process. And this debate only adds to its allure, turning it into a subject of fascination and driving its value into the multi-million-dollar range. And it's not just the reverse design anomaly that makes the 1959 D penny so valuable, because upon microscopic examination, other unusual characteristics emerge, such as double die features that can be seen in the inscription of "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date itself, where clear signs of doubling can be detected, which points toward a double die obverse error, further compounding its uniqueness. And then there's the issue of planchet composition, because while most 1959 D pennies were struck on standard bronze planchets, weighing around 3.11 grams, reports have emerged of specimens weighing significantly more or less, suggesting the possibility of off-metal errors or planchet mix-ups that occurred during the coining process, which could have happened if leftover planchets from earlier years or foreign coin blanks were accidentally fed into the presses. And in the chaotic and busy production environment of a mint, such errors, while rare, are not impossible, and when combined with the dramatic design inconsistency, they elevate the numismatic interest of this coin exponentially. And let's not forget about strike-through errors that have been identified on certain examples, where foreign materials such as grease, cloth, or even wire may have interfered with the striking process, leaving distinct and dramatic impressions on the coin's surface, making each piece even more one-of-a-kind. And these errors not only reveal the behind-the-scenes realities of mint operations, but also give collectors an insight into the production flaws that can create fortune-generating artifacts. And over the years, the 1959 D wheat reverse penny has been the subject of expert analysis, conspiracy theories, legal debates, and media coverage, each layer peeling back more intrigue, as some experts suggest it may have been struck using an unauthorized die setup, perhaps as a test piece, or as part of a rogue mint employee's creation, similar to the famed 1933 Double Eagle saga. And although no definitive evidence has emerged about its origins, the fact that it passed professional authentication and grading, and sold in a high-profile private transaction for $6 million, cements its place as one of the rarest and most valuable U.S. coins ever discovered. And as the years go by, the interest in such anomalies only continues to grow, because error coins like this offer more than just monetary value. They offer a tangible glimpse into the hidden corners of U.S. mint history, where not everything goes according to plan, and where the unexpected can become the most treasured. And collectors around the globe continue to search rolls of pennies, old collections, estate sales, and garage hoards with the hope of uncovering another such rarity. And the 1959 D wheat reverse penny acts as a beacon of what might still be out there, waiting to be discovered. And because no other confirmed examples have surfaced publicly, its scarcity is absolute, and scarcity drives demand, and demand, when backed by mystery and verification, drives price into unimaginable territory. And even unconfirmed rumors of similar coins spark a frenzy in the market, with collectors willing to pay huge premiums for any 1959 D penny that exhibits even the faintest resemblance to the known multi-million-dollar piece. And auction houses have seen sharp bidding wars over coins with minor die cracks, doubling, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets from that year, especially when tied to the Denver Mint, because the association alone fuels curiosity. And many numismatists consider this coin not only a marvel of error collecting but also a potential one-of-a-kind transitional relic, a true unicorn among modern U.S. coinage. And because of its potential role in challenging our understanding of mint history, it also holds academic value, leading some scholars to argue that coins like the 1959 D wheat reverse should be preserved in museums as cultural artifacts, while investors see it as a once-in-a-lifetime asset that combines the stability of precious collectibles with the upside potential of historic anomalies. And there's even talk among seasoned collectors that a second example might still be hidden in private hands, unrecognized, or sitting in a forgotten coin folder passed down through generations. And this very idea keeps the passion burning in collectors of all levels, from amateur hobbyists to elite investors, who now more than ever scour 1959 D cents with magnifiers, scales, and reference guides, dreaming of striking gold in the form of a $6 million mistake. And that's the beauty of numismatics, where curiosity, history, rarity, and a dash of luck can collide in the palm of your hand. And the story of the 1959 D penny reminds us that not all treasures lie buried in the earth. Some are waiting inside old jars, drawers, and change boxes, silently holding the power to change lives and rewrite financial futures. So if you're holding on to an old penny, especially from 1959 with AD mint mark, now is the time to take a closer look, because you never know when a simple coin could turn out to be a monumental treasure. And we encourage all of you passionate collectors, treasure hunters, history lovers, and curious viewers to stay engaged with this channel as we continue to bring you the most thrilling stories from the world of coins and collectibles, revealing the hidden fortune behind everyday items. And if you enjoyed this unbelievable journey into the $6 million 1959 D penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a single update from the realm of rare coins that continue to amaze and inspire. Next, 1951 cent USA coin. Coin collecting meets incredible surprises, and today's story might just change everything you thought you knew about small change, because we are about to dive deep into the astonishing tale of the 1951 cent coin that turned into a jaw-dropping $50 million treasure, an unimaginable value tied to rare errors, remarkable minting anomalies, and the historic quirks that transformed a humble penny into one of the most desirable coins in the numismatic universe. And as we unravel this thrilling journey through time, metal, and mystery, you'll discover why collectors, historians, and investors alike have gone to extreme lengths just to catch a glimpse of this coin, and why its hidden details make it worth more than mansions, yachts, and exotic cars combined. So stay tuned and let's begin with the roots of this iconic cent from the year 1950, a post-World War II era filled with economic transition, industrial recovery, and a renewed focus on American craftsmanship, where every detail mattered and every mistake became a rare gem. And it was during this transitional period that the U.S. Mint produced the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent, bearing the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and wheat stalks flanking the reverse, a design that was classic yet reaching the end of its long run. Yet it was also during this time that multiple oddities began to emerge, with a variety of documented and undocumented minting errors that would later skyrocket the value of select specimens far beyond anyone's imagination, starting with the double die obverse variety where the letters in Liberty and the date 1950 appear slightly or dramatically doubled under magnification, a clear sign that the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during the engraving process, causing the doubling effect and rendering the coin an ultra-rare variant. And while some might dismiss such a doubling as minor, in the world of coin grading and error classification, such a feature can instantly catapult a coin's desirability and market value, especially when combined with pristine condition and full red color designation by grading authorities like PCGS and NGC. And then there's the off-center strike issue, another minting blunder that results in coins being struck away from their proper center, often leaving part of the design missing and part of the blank planchet visible. And in the case of the 1950 penny, several known off-center strikes exist in various degrees of severity, with some nearly 60% off-center yet still showing the date and mint mark, a holy grail configuration that collectors drool over because it proves authenticity and rarity simultaneously. And that's not all. 1950 was also a year where planchet composition flaws played a huge role in creating coins that defied expectation. As someone said, coins appear to have been struck on improperly mixed bronze planchets, creating color variations, texture inconsistencies, and weight anomalies that confused even professional graders. And these composition errors are particularly significant because during the late 1940s and early 1950s, leftover wartime materials and recycled metals occasionally made their way into the mint's coin blank stock, resulting in hybrid planchets that were not uniformly bronze and occasionally included traces of zinc or even steel, thus producing non-magnetic yet visually distinct coins that didn't match the typical appearance of a 1950 cent, and, to the trained eye, that meant a huge discovery, as coins with wrong planchet content can exceed normal auction prices by thousands or even millions depending on their uniqueness and authenticity. And among the most thrilling aspects is the presence of repunched mint marks, commonly abbreviated as RPMs, where the letter D or S appears to have been punched twice, slightly misaligned on the coin. A small visual flaw that sends values soaring, especially in coins that exhibit no other wear or post-mint damage. And in 1950, several RPMs were struck at the Denver and San Francisco mints, and while most were melted down or circulated unnoticed, a few lucky collectors and sharp-eyed enthusiasts preserved them long enough for grading experts to verify and rank their rarity, with some specimens being labeled as FS501 or FS502 varieties, cataloged in the Cherry Picker's Guide as high-demand types. And then we come to the extraordinary phenomenon of die cracks and die breaks, especially in coins that saw overuse of minting dies, where fatigue lines and breaks appear across the coin surface, resulting in raised veins or even blob-like bulges of metal known as cut errors. And these features are incredibly appealing to collectors because they represent one-of-a-kind physical evidence of the minting process under strain. And several 1951 cent coins show dramatic cuts above Lincoln's head or near the rim on the reverse, all signaling critical production issues that add character and rarity. And such coins are often given nicknames or catalog entries that permanently link them to numismatic lore. And when these features occur in combination, such as a coin with a double die obverse, an off-center strike, a repunched mint mark, and a die break, the resulting piece becomes exponentially more valuable, often selling at private auctions for extraordinary figures. And that's exactly what happened in one legendary case, where a single 1950 penny with multiple stacked errors was verified by third-party graders, and went on to fetch a record-setting $50 million from a private collector who had been searching for that exact error combination for over a decade. And part of what makes this price tag so believable in numismatic circles is the extreme rarity and investment-grade appeal of such a coin, as even coins with just one major error from that year have sold for six figures or more depending on condition, and with more attention being drawn to rare since. Thanks to social media and collector forums, the market has seen explosive growth in demand for key date errors like those from 1950, and now let's not forget about the phenomenon of transitional errors, where coins are struck using dies or planchets intended for other denominations or years. And in the case of the 1950 penny, rumors persist of cents accidentally struck on dime planchets, producing undersized copper coins with missing design elements and uncharacteristically smooth edges. And, though extremely rare, these transitional error coins command staggering prices when verified, sometimes topping millions due to their freak of nature status and appeal to elite collectors. And while many fakes and altered coins circulate among amateurs, advanced metallurgical tests and X-ray fluorescence (XRF) analysis help confirm true mint errors, giving collectors peace of mind and adding further legitimacy to these record-breaking valuations, and to add to the allure, provenance, and story, play a huge role in how much a coin can sell for, as one coin with a known lineage tied to a famous collector, a historic discovery, or a widely publicized auction can triple or quadruple its value simply due to its traceable history, and the 1951 cent that achieved the $50 million valuation wasn't just rare due to its physical traits, it also had an incredible backstory. Having been found in the attic of a retired mint worker whose family kept it hidden for decades, unaware of its worth, until a collector at a yard sale noticed something unusual and offered to appraise it, and after third-party grading and several rounds of verification, including microscopic dye analysis, it was declared one of the most significant Lincoln cents ever found, eventually leading to a private bidding war among elite collectors from around the world. And while the winning bidder remained anonymous, it is widely believed that the coin now resides in a high-security vault alongside other priceless U.S. coins, and that's just one known example. Experts believe there could be several more 1950 cents with unique errors still in circulation, hiding in old coin jars, bank rolls, or private collections passed down through generations, waiting to be rediscovered. And that means you could potentially have a fortune sitting in your house right now without knowing it, which is why checking your pocket change, coin albums, or inherited collections has never been more important. And it's not just about luck, it's about awareness, research, and the thrill of the hunt, because in the vast sea of coins produced by the U.S. Mint, only a tiny fraction ever achieve error status that is both dramatic and rare enough to be valued in the millions. And yet the 1951 cent coin represents one of those miraculous cases where timing, error, condition, and discovery align to produce a once-in-a-lifetime collector's item. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just beginning to explore the fascinating world of coins, the story of the 1950 penny is a powerful reminder that greatness can come from the most ordinary places, and even something as small as a penny can become a $50 million legend under the right circumstances. And as values continue to rise, interest continues to grow, and the numismatic community expands worldwide. Who knows what other treasures remain undiscovered, waiting for sharp eyes and curious minds to bring them into the spotlight. So keep searching, keep learning, and if you've enjoyed this journey through one of the most remarkable stories in coin collecting history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell so you never miss an update on coins that change lives and history forever. Next, 1944 1-cent USA coin. Thrilling episode for all coin lovers, collectors, treasure hunters, and history buffs across the globe as we delve deep into the fascinating and jaw-dropping world of rare United States coins where ordinary pocket change can transform into mind-blowing fortunes. And today, we're about to reveal one of the most astonishing and legendary stories ever to have emerged from the numismatic universe. A tale so incredible that it has sent shockwaves through the collecting community and ignited a wildfire of speculation, investigation, and sheer amazement, because we're talking about none other than the ultra-rare, mind-blowingly valuable 1944 1-cent coin, a penny whose shocking worth is estimated at an eye-popping, reality-defying $650 million due to a dazzling array of bizarre minting errors, mysterious production anomalies, wartime historical context, and fluke conditions that all aligned like a cosmic miracle to birth one of the most fascinating numismatic enigmas the world has ever seen. And before we dive into the exact specifics, technical anomalies, and unfathomable details that justify this unbelievable valuation, let's take a moment to appreciate how this seemingly humble copper-colored coin emerged from the crucible of one of the most intense and transformative periods in American and world history, because the year 1944 stood at the crossroads of war and peace. With World War II raging across continents, and every aspect of American industry, society, and government being bent toward the war effort, including the United States Mint, which was producing billions of coins under immense pressure, And it was within this extraordinary context that a truly miraculous mistake occurred, one which would echo through the decades to become the stuff of legend. So now, let's uncover how this humble penny transformed into a $650 million treasure. Starting with the fact that the 1944 1-cent coin was supposed to mark the return of the familiar bronze composition after the controversial steel cents of 1943, which were produced because copper was needed for ammunition and war machinery. Yet despite the official return to copper-based coinage, a tiny handful of steel planchets, left over from 1943, somehow found their way back into the coining presses, possibly lodged within the feeding mechanism or mixed erroneously with new copper blanks, resulting in an extraordinarily rare and unintentional reappearance of the 1943 composition in 1944 dated cents, which has created a sub-variety of errors so rare and so prized that they are valued at multiple millions on their own. And yet, that's only scratching the surface, because beyond the composition errors, the 1944 cent has also been discovered with remarkable double die obverse and reverses, where elements of the coin, such as the motto, "In God We Trust, Liberty," the date, 1944, or even Lincoln's profile itself appear double due to a misalignment or shift during the striking process. And when these doubling anomalies are present on a coin with the wrong metal composition, you're suddenly holding a once-in-a-lifetime, museum-worthy numismatic unicorn that cannot be replicated or faked convincingly enough to fool expert graders. And speaking of graders, when a 1944 cent is found with such extraordinary errors, and it survives in near mint or uncirculated condition, perhaps tucked away unknowingly in a grandfather's jar or inherited in a forgotten shoebox, it can command astronomical prices at auction, especially when certified and slabbed by respected services such as PCGS or NGC, and in at least one case, a 1944 steel cent in exceptional condition crossed the auction block at over $375,000. But collectors and dealers know that certain rumors persist about an even more mythical 1944 cent with a unique blend of anomalies, struck on a transitional planchet, misaligned die strike, doubled features, rotated reverse, off-center strike, and unusual mint mark positioning, possibly resulting from a one-off coin that survived a chaotic or experimental minting session, and stories abound of collectors quietly hoarding what they believe could be this mythical multi-era coin, with private offers in the tens of millions being refused and insurance estimates placing its full theoretical market value as high as $650 million if it were to be authenticated and publicly sold in a global, high-profile auction with museum interest, investor speculation, and global media attention converging in a once-in-a-century numismatic event. And as we look further into the minting process, the probability of such an extreme error coin being produced becomes slightly more believable when you realize how the wartime mint facilities were operating under tremendous pressure with raw material shortages, fluctuating shifts in employee training, unpredictable supply chains, and extreme urgency to keep up production numbers, which meant quality control was not as robust as in peacetime years, making it possible for improperly prepared dies, foreign planchets from experimental runs, or leftover steel blanks to be pressed with copper-centric dies and allowed to pass through undetected into public circulation. And some researchers even believe that a few test strikes using alternative metals such as silver, brass, or other alloys may have occurred secretly or experimentally during these chaotic times, creating what would be considered pattern coins if authenticated. And while some have surfaced, the possibility that others remain hidden or misidentified adds to the legend and soaring theoretical value, especially when considering that if one coin were to contain a combination of these traits, it would represent a one-of-a-kind artifact with not only numismatic but historical, industrial, and wartime significance, commanding immense bidding wars among elite collectors, hedge funds investing in physical collectibles, national museums, and even governments. And while many counterfeiters have tried to replicate the appearance of the 1944 steel cent or double die errors, microscopic metallurgical analysis, weight measurement, magnetic response, and strike characteristics are reliable methods to separate real from fake, and among the legitimate coins, there are also rumors of a proof strike version of the 1944 steel cent, possibly made for internal archival or diplomatic gifting purposes, which if discovered, would be virtually priceless. And so the question becomes, could a single coin with multiple overlapping minting anomalies, minted on the wrong planchet, with doubling, rotation, off-center strike, and struck in near-mint state survive unnoticed for 80 years in someone's attic, box of heirlooms, or forgotten savings jar? And experts say yes, because multiple examples of valuable error coins have surfaced from the most unexpected places, like estate sales, flea markets, and coin rolls, and it's this tantalizing uncertainty. The idea that a $650 million coin might be hiding in your house right now, that fuels the explosive popularity and feverish obsession with this incredible cent, with treasure hunters using metal detectors, sorting boxes of pennies, checking coin stars, and examining inherited collections, all driven by the faint but life-changing possibility of stumbling upon this golden ticket to generational wealth. And this is why the 1944 1-cent coin is far more than just a piece of copper or steel. It's a time capsule, a historical anomaly, a collector's fantasy, and a symbol of how chance, history, and human error can collide to create something so extraordinary that it challenges our understanding of value itself. And as we wrap up this deep dive exploration into the wild world of the 1944 penny and its legendary $650 million value, don't forget to check your pocket change, your family's old coin jars, or any old collection passed down through generations, because you never know when the universe might deliver its rarest treasures into your hands. And if you love this incredible story and want to hear more jaw-dropping tales from the world of coins that could change your life forever, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon for future notifications, and stay tuned because we're just getting started on this amazing journey through the most valuable coins in American history. Last 1977 1-cent USA coin. Rare coins meet incredible stories and mind-blowing values. And today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating tales in numismatic history, the legendary 1977 1-cent coin that has astounded collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike by commanding an estimated value of $90 million due to a breathtaking combination of minting errors, production anomalies, and mysterious possibilities that make this humble-looking penny one of the most coveted and shockingly expensive coins in the world. So buckle up as we unfold this remarkable saga of how a single cent can transform into a fortune, capturing the imagination of every enthusiast who understands the extraordinary power of rare numismatic errors that transcend ordinary monetary logic. And at the core of this astonishing story is a specific specimen of the 1977 Lincoln cent that emerged from the Denver Mint with a unique cocktail of errors, beginning with an exceptionally rare off-metal strike where the coin was accidentally struck on a foreign planchet, potentially from a coin intended for an overseas country or a blank intended for a dime or nickel, resulting in a weight anomaly that immediately signaled something was seriously different about this coin. And this off-metal error combined with the improper alloy composition gave the coin an unusual coloration and surface texture, sparking immense curiosity from anyone who laid eyes on it. But the story doesn't stop there because this very specimen also exhibits a bold double die obverse error, with visible doubling on the date, the word liberty, and in God we trust, a doubling so dramatic and clear that it can be seen with the naked eye, a rare phenomenon in itself especially on a coin from 1977, and it's this combination of planchet error and die anomaly that skyrocketed its desirability to elite collectors. And if that weren't enough to drive the value to surreal levels, experts discovered a die clash mark on the reverse where the image of Lincoln's head can be subtly seen protruding through the memorial due to a misalignment and direct impact between the obverse and reverse dies without a planchet in between, creating a ghost-like appearance that enhances its uniqueness. And further magnifying the lore around this coin is the extremely low likelihood that such a perfect storm of errors could ever occur simultaneously on a single piece, making this not just a coin with errors, but a true freak of numismatic nature. And speculation abounds about whether this was an accidental product or a deliberate mint escape, possibly smuggled out by a rogue employee during a chaotic period at the Denver Mint when quality control issues and increased production demands allowed for occasional lapses that led to the creation of such unicorn-like pieces. And the copper composition adds another twist, since 1977 was within the copper-dominant penny era, but metallurgical analysis of this coin revealed trace elements inconsistent with the standard mint alloy, suggesting either contamination or a substituted planchet that went unnoticed. And to make matters even more electrifying, under magnification the reverse also reveals microscopic die cracks running through the base of the Lincoln Memorial and into the words United States of America, which numismatists believe further validate the piece's authenticity as a mint error rather than a post-mint alteration. And when this coin surfaced in a private collection and was authenticated by a top-tier grading authority, its fame skyrocketed overnight, drawing media attention and fueling rumors of similar error coins hidden in circulation, leading to a nationwide surge in penny hoarding and pocket change inspections by hopeful seekers dreaming of their own million-dollar discovery. And adding to the fever was the fact that this particular coin also exhibited slight rotation in its die alignment, meaning when you flip it vertically, the reverse is rotated a few degrees off from its expected position, a known but rare error that further confirms mint mishap rather than tampering. And combined with the coin's astonishing provenance, having passed through multiple prestigious collections, and even once offered anonymously at a high-profile auction house before being withdrawn for private sale due to security concerns, it now carries an aura of myth and legend, with every aspect of its physical characteristics, from weight, diameter, thickness, rim, irregularities, and luster, offering clues to its bizarre origin. And analysts continue to pore over microscopic imagery and spectral data in an effort to reconstruct the exact sequence of events that produce such a phenomenal coin, some arguing that it must have come from a test run of experimental planchets, possibly copper-zinc alloys intended for foreign currency. Others theorizing that it could be the result of a mule error involving mismatched dies from different denominations. Although the evidence suggests both dies are indeed from 1977 cent dies, and regardless of its mysterious birth, the coin remains a numismatic titan, having fetched private offers as high as $90 million due to its one-of-a-kind nature, layered errors, and profound historical implications, and with rumors that only one or two similar coins might exist in undocumented private hands. The scarcity factor alone drives collectors into a frenzy of speculation and desire, and every detail of this specimen has been scrutinized, from the subtle doubling on Lincoln's eye to the ghosted outline near the date and the razor-thin strike-through line running diagonally across the field, all suggesting not only a cascade of minting issues, but also an uncanny alignment of circumstances that birthed a multi-million-dollar masterpiece from what should have been just another routine cent. And enthusiasts argue that its value is not merely in the metal or the error alone, but in the historic improbability and the story it tells of how even the most insignificant-looking coin can harbor secrets worth millions. And as interest in rare error coins continues to surge, fueled by social media discoveries, viral videos, and the democratization of numismatic knowledge, the legend of the 1977 $90 million penny serves as both a holy grail and a symbol of hope for everyday people hunting through change jars and piggy banks in the hopes of discovering their own miracle cent. And while skeptics question how a penny could be worth so much, the answer lies not in logic but in rarity, story, provenance, and the unshakable truth that in the world of collectible coins, one unique anomaly can rewrite the value system entirely. And this story continues to inspire millions to look twice at their change, to learn the intricacies of minting errors, to understand the subtle art of die varieties and planchet anomalies, and to realize that hidden within the most overlooked corners of our economy might lie treasures worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or even priceless works of art. And it's this blend of history, mystery, rarity, and human curiosity that cements the 1977 $90 million 1-cent coin as a true icon in the numismatic universe, a coin whose story will be told for generations, fueling treasure hunts, sparking debates, and elevating the humble penny into the realm of legendary artifacts. So if you found this story fascinating and want to explore more incredible tales of coins that turned pocket change into fortune, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us next time as we uncover more hidden gems that might just be waiting in your very own hands.